1370 WOCA.
Ocala.
All right, 25 minutes before 11 o'clock. It is a beautiful Tuesday. It's 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I don't know what you do on a nice day, but I want to go riding horses. We have some amazing stories from the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association folks, not from them necessarily, but from people who've benefited from their services. And I don't know that I understand the science behind it or the philosophy behind it, but apparently people are benefiting simply by riding horses. So we're going to learn a little bit about that right now. In the studio is Ken Ward. He's the fundraising coordinator for the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. And I believe, Ken, you've called in to talk to us about this a couple of times. And I know on Hank's show, on the Veterans News, this has come up. And in fact, Karen, you've been on the... Karen Cunningham is here. Karen is the board chair for the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. And Leslie Geddes, the executive director of the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association, also in the studio. We're talking about what you all do, a fundraising event in February, and just kind of everything in between. So good morning to all three of you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Larry. Thanks for having us on.
Thank you for coming in. So let's start with this. What is the reason that riding a horse actually helps somebody, and in what ways does it help? Is it calm them down? What does it actually do?
I can answer that. The way the horse moves, the way they walk forward and they also swing side to side, the symmetrical movement of the horse is the only movement that mimics the movement of a human when they walk. So even if you're not able to walk and you're not able to use those muscles to walk, when you ride, it still helps those muscles develop and builds strength in those muscles, so that people who sometimes have a problem sitting up and or even walking, this helps build up their muscles, and they can start walking and have more core strength.
And this is the first time I've heard anything about physical therapy from the horses. I always thought it was some kind of emotional or psychological therapy.
Well, I think that horses help in all of those ways. I mean,
really?
the autistic children who don't have the physical problems do really well building a relationship with the horse getting around the horses really calms them down, helps them form a bond, helps them have builds up their self-esteem and their self-confidence. And so there's different ways that the horses help physically, emotionally, and mentally.
I don't know if this is a dumb question, but does it depend on the horse?
Sure, it depends on the horse.
Oh, it does? Okay.
Yes. I mean, horses have different personalities just like people do. So we have a class that we do with the Domestic Violence Center of Ocala that we can only have certain horses in there because the emotions are so strong, and some horses can't handle that.
They can pick up on the emotions?
Oh, sure, definitely. It's amazing.
You can't fool a horse.
Yes.
So we live in horse country. Do you ever have somebody who benefits from what you do, and they've been around horses all their lives, but they never, for some reason, benefited from the therapeutic part of it?
Right. We have a lot of, especially our MS riders who have ridden before in their lives, and then when they were diagnosed with MS and started losing so much of their strength, started riding again, and it really helped them with their balance.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes.
So you see miracles, many miracles?
We see miracles every week.
Really? Really? Tell me about one of them. Can you give me a success story?
I can. I have not a favorite rider, but a rider that's touched my heart in a way that no other rider has. And I've been involved in this program for over 10 years. Her name is Hannah. She's 8 years old. She has cerebral palsy. And when Hannah came to us, she's in a wheelchair and completely nonverbal. First time on a horse, Hannah, we have someone leading the horse and two sidewalkers holding her on. She couldn't even sit up with support for more than 10 minutes. She rode bareback, and we'd lay her down on the back of the horse in between trying to get her to sit up.
Oh, my gosh.
First time ever afterwards that we got done, I cried. And it was more tears of joy. It was just all the emotions. Something about this little girl touches your heart. Well, Hannah's been riding with us for about a year and a half. She talks. She says, walk on,
wow.
Whoa, I love you, and other words. And Hannah now sits up by herself, holds the reins, and is in charge of that horse. And this kid has the most incredible personality. She's quite the joker. She'll actually lean over and act like she's going to fall off so that her instructor panics. But her instructor knows what she's doing.
And she wouldn't have done this in the beginning.
Oh, no. She couldn't.
Wow.
Hannah has also taken her first steps. Now, it's with the support, and she also has physical therapy, which helps, too. But even her physical therapist said they cannot believe the change in this little girl in a year and a half. And what this does for her and her family, you can't duplicate it. It's what our clients are there for, their therapeutic touches from the horse, but it's also for the volunteers and our staff. It's what keeps us there day after day. We've been around for over 30 years. It's
love what
incredible.
you're saying. And I mean, I've heard stories like this for a long time now, but I'm wondering how many people never have. And then the other part I'm wondering is somebody who could benefit from this. Can you imagine never having heard about this, and somebody says, you know what would help you if you rode a horse? Ah, come on. I was riding a horse. Right? I could imagine them doubting it, right? So how do you connect to the people who could benefit from it, whether they're children or adults?
Fortunately, therapeutic riding is starting to catch on in the medical world, and pediatricians are starting to send their children to us. The neurologists that treat the MS patients are starting to send their patients to us.
Right.
So it's really we're starting to get some research that backs up what we've been saying for a long time. And so that's really helped us, not only as far as getting new riders, but also when we're writing grants and stuff, we kind of have some research to back up, what we're saying.
And the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association isn't just for someone to come and ride for those children that need help. They go through the whole process. You make sure they do the whole grooming process for the horse.
And of course, we have a new class right now with some Alzheimer's patients where they never ride. It's just completely a groundwork.
Oh, really?
Yes, where they're forming a relationship with the horse, learning to groom, learning how to care for the horse on the ground.
Oh my gosh, are these the most cared for horses in the county?
They're pretty spoiled.
Yeah, they are.
But we love them. So, they're awesome creatures. And I can tell you a little story. I mean, she told you a story about a miracle on the children's side, but I can tell you one about a horse. We have a horse at Hillcrest School. We have a program at Hillcrest School, and that's where we started.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yes, and so we provide services to the students at Hillcrest School at no cost to them. And we we receive any funding from the Marion County School Board. So we have been providing these services for over 30 years for their students. So we have 4 horses that actually stay at Hillcrest School. We have 6 acres there and a barn and everything. We have this one horse named Wesley. He's a quarter horse. He used to be a roping horse. All these horses had a life at a job before they came here. So It's interesting to see them transform from one job to another. But this horse, Wesley, great horse. We never have a problem with him. He lets those kids get up there. He walks around. He never gives us any problem. And one day he just stopped in the middle of a lesson. And the volunteer was like, come on, what are you doing? Let's go. And and he wouldn't move. And she looked up at the rider and she was starting to have a seizure.
Oh,
and
my.
he felt that before it was even obvious.
Isn't that amazing? Wow.
So those are we get those kind of moments, those chill bump moments all the time.
Did any of you grow up with horses?
I did.
You did?
Yes.
So
I think we all did, didn't we? Well,
did you?
I rode when I was young. I didn't have horses, but
Yeah, I rode when I was in school, and then I've had horses for the last 25 years.
Oh, my.
So did you ever see the effects that you're describing here before you were with the Therapeutic Riding Association?
Well, I've had a lot of different horses, and certainly what Leslie mentioned earlier is true. There are no two alike. They're just like people. They're all different sizes and colors and temperaments and shapes and speeds.
You ever have a bad one that just won't work out?
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. I had one who was 3-gated. He was walk, trot, buck. And,
Oh, my God.
So
That'd be the one I'd
faster than a
get.
trot, you're coming off whether you want to or not. Oh yeah. But they're and a lot of folks that I've talked to, it's been interesting. I describe what we do, and they say, "Oh yeah, I've been on a horse. I fell off one time," And but there's two things that are always true. One of them is if you never fell off, you never rode, because it is an acquired skill. And the other thing is that just lost my train of thought.
Can I put you on track a little bit? Because what you do is help raise money for the Therapeutic Riding Association,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So how do you do that? And does it cover all the costs of everybody who was there?
Oh, okay. Well, I'm probably, as far as the financing, I'll pass over to Leslie on that.
I can talk about that. We charge riders to ride, but a lot of our riders we offer financial assistance if you qualify for it. So probably 50%, not quite 50% of our riders are on financial aid. So we have to cover those costs in another way. We are always looking for ways to raise money, and so we do fundraisers, and we'll talk about a couple of those here. We also take donations. We do an annual mailing this time of year, like most nonprofits do.
Well, I was kind of leading to what can we do to help you, because that's part of the reason we want to make sure. There's two reasons. We want to make sure that somebody who can benefit from the services will get a hold of you, and the rest of us can maybe send you a gift or something that'll help out. So can I ask you to just kind of take a breather? We've got a break, and we'll be right back. We're talking about the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association. They have some upcoming fundraising events. If you like golf, there's one in February, so you might be happy to hear about that. Ken Ward is here with Karen Cunningham and Leslie Geddes, and we'll be right back in just a moment. This is The Source, WOCA Ocala.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Tuesday, sunshine and becoming a bit warmer, the high 72 to 76. Mainly clear Tuesday night, lows ranging from the 50s inland to 62 along the coast. Wednesday will be a nice day with sunshine and some clouds. However, there may be a shower in spots right at the coast, the high 75 to 79. And for Thanksgiving Day, sunshine mixed with clouds, high 77 to 81. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
Hi, this is JP from Penn Flooring here in Ocala. I would like to invite you to come in and visit our spacious showroom where we have solutions for every style and budget. From wall-to-wall carpet to hardwood floors and tiles, we have an unsurpassed selection of flooring. At Penn Flooring, we've provided quality customer service with a family touch for over 25 years. Visit our website at pennflooring.com or come by our showroom, 1201 Southwest 17th Street, just over the bridge. Penn Flooring, quality customer service with a family touch.
Experience Christmas at Gaylord Palms, presented by Fujifilm Instax, November 18th through January 1st. Enjoy spectacular holiday decor, dining, and entertainment, including ice, with an all-new theme featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas, Cirque Dreams Unwrapped stage show, breakfast with Charlie Brown and friends, Alpine Rush snow tubing, and much more. It's everything Christmas in one extraordinary place. Tickets and overnight packages, including priority extra cool hour admission to ice, are on sale now at christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
Christmas time is here, and this holiday season, Gaylord Palms puts a brand new twist on a Christmas classic. It's Ice, presented by Pepsi, featuring a Charlie Brown Christmas by Charles Schulz, November 18th through January 1st. See the whole Peanuts gang carved in over 2 million pounds of colorful ice, including Snoopy's decorated doghouse, and dancing at the holiday play rehearsal. Your awe-inspiring experience concludes with the wonder of the nativity in ice. For tickets and packages, visit christmas@gaylordpalms.com.
This is James Snyder, inviting you to join me each Sunday morning at 9:30 for Sunday Joy on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM.
Putting the local back into radio. 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. WOCA News. Variety. Information. Now. Keep your arms and legs on the inside at all times.
when it really counts. Depend on the source for the latest weather updates, keeping you ahead of the storm. 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, The Source.
All right, 10 minutes before 11 o'clock. Time moves fast when you have a good interview, and that's what I was just saying off the air, and we have a good one right now. Right here in Marion County, the Marion Therapeutic Writing Association, representing the organization, Leslie Geddes, Ken Ward, and Karen Cunningham. So you were mentioning, Ken, off the air, that the riding trails that I might have gone to, those horses are actually bored, and they're not really happy, are they?
Yeah, a lot of the times that people go horseback riding, they'll go to a stable and rent a horse, and most of the time that poor horse is so bored because he walks the same trail, in the same order. He's always following the same tail and the same speed, and they just get so bored that they become very sour.
Can you tell when a horse is sad?
Oh,
The
yes.
ears give him away every time. A horse's ears will, if you want to know what he's thinking, just look at the ears. If they're perked forward, then he's happy, he's calm, you have his attention. If his ears are to the side, then there's something bothering him. He's, something a little uncomfortable. And if his ears are pinned away against his neck, get away from him. They're upset.
Really?
Really.
That's a big animal to be upset.
Yes. Yeah. Just get away from him. You're not going to outrun him. You're not going to outmuscle him. Just get away and wait for him to calm down and then re-engage.
I have a little story. Robin and I, maybe 16, 17 years ago, I worked at an assisted living facility. And I would take the residents, I think we could fit 6 in the van, so we'd go on these mystery rides. And there was a road that's now paved. It goes past...
Hammett Bowen
School. But it used to be just a dirt road, and then you went back along, like this road that went parallel to the interstate. And there was a lady who lived back there, and she had a few horses. And so I would go back there, and the residents kind of felt like, oh, we're on a dirt road. This is cool. It was really, we weren't in any harm's way, of course. But the horses would come out all the time. And so I would stop and just kind of let the ladies, and sometimes there'd be men in the van, just talk to the horses. And the horses came to expect us. They knew who we were. Then one day the lady came out, and she was just the nicest lady. I believe her daughter had autism. I don't want to say something out of line, but anyway, so she came out. She says, let me bring you carrots. So every time we'd go, she'd bring us carrots, and the old folks would get out of the van. We're getting to be old folks now, and they would feed the carrots, and it was therapeutic. I guess in a way. I don't know if it's the same thing you're talking about or not, but.
Sure. You enjoyed that.
I did too.
Sure.
I did too, sure.
Yeah. Horses and humans have a very, very long history, all the way back to the drawings on the inside of caves. Their horses were always a mode of transportation. They were a work animal. And so that relationship has changed a little bit over time, but it's still a very natural relationship. And horses are very, very intuitive. They don't speak, but they're very intuitive. When you walk in the barn, they're already sizing you up. And
do they ever get it wrong? Like, could they look at me and say, "This guy's too big. I'm not going to trust this guy. I'm nice. I'm a nice guy."
Oh, sure. They're like humans. They make mistakes sometimes. but they're very, very intuitive. They're very, very smart. And if you relate to the horse rightly, then you're probably going to have a good experience, which is what a lot of what we do is. We don't just put people on the horse's back. We teach them how to engage the horse and to a mutual good experience for the horse also.
So are they always with the same horse, the people who come out?
We do try to keep them with the same horse. We try to keep it consistent, their volunteers consistent, their instructors consistent, especially with the autistic children. They do not like change. So we do normally try to keep
So
them.
they know this is my horse?
Oh,
this is mine? They know the name and everything?
Oh, yeah. They know the name of all the horses.
They do.
So
Well, there's a bond, though, that forms there between the rider and
there
the horse.
definitely is.
So it really wouldn't be beneficial to either the rider or the horse to change up.
Right.
Karen, what is the connection with the veterans? What specifically? Because I know you came in on Hank's show.
I did. We do offer a program for anyone who is a veteran. They come ride with us. We do not charge the veteran. Another program, we have to cover the cost through our fundraising. But they come in and they can ride for an 8-week session. A lot of them do multiple sessions. And it's a time of camaraderie for them. we feel like it's also a thank you for what they've done for us, for serving their country. But a lot of them, they come back with issues. They come back with not the way that they were when they went into the service. So this is a time for them to regain their strength, their confidence, and to form connections with other veterans. And it's been a very, very popular and successful program.
Leslie, I have maybe a sensitive question. I hope it's not insensitive. You work with battered women, you said?
Domestic violence
abused
victims.
women. Okay, so I don't mean to be stereotypical, but let's say the man is the bad guy in the relationship, just for the sake of this conversation. I know it can be the other way because we'll have calls if I don't clarify that. All right, so can he, even though we hate him, but can he benefit from the therapy? You know what I mean? Somebody who's got anger issues.
Oh, definitely. We work with anger issues with the veterans, because some of them come back with those anger issues. No, we certainly would not treat them at the same time, or not. We don't treat. Anyone,
No.
We wouldn't. But yes, they could also learning how, and a lot of at-risk youth that are having problems in school and with their parents and
behavioral problems.
Right. They also have had classes with therapeutic riding that they've formed these bonds, and it's not just with horses. They've done it with dogs and stuff too. That has when they learn how to form these bonds, it helps them redirect their anger. I mean, it helps them process it in a different way. So that has been a.
I mean, in religion, I guess we learn that it's important to forgive. It's not easy, but it's important. And if you have somebody who can be rehabilitated, and there's a way, and one of those ways is with horse therapy. I mean, why not? And then later on, you might say, I used to hate your guts, and now you're such a nice guy. I've known a few guys who will tell me that you wouldn't have liked me 5 years ago.
Right.
They'll tell me that. So, something must change to make them better people.
And we don't have a class with alcohol recovery and drug addiction, but there are classes with therapeutic riding and people like that.
Where are you? Where's your location? Or is that a secret?
No, we're at 6850 Southeast 41st Court, which is off of 441 down in Santos.
Okay.
We have a Christmas party coming up on December the 17th at 5 o'clock, which we invite all our riders and our volunteers and the community to. Santa comes, and we have some live music and kind of a potluck dinner. So we like to get the community involved in seeing what we do and help us spread the word of who we are, because we've been here a long time, and you wouldn't believe the people who still don't know that we're here.
And that's why I'm hoping that we can help with this video. If you're listening and you want to share the message, just take this video that we're making right now and share it with everybody you can. So we want to make sure we get the message out about the Christmas dinner. Do you want to jump forward to February to the golf tournament? Is it too early to do that?
No, I don't think that it is. We're pretty excited. This is our first ever, and hopefully it will be our annual golf tournament. It's going to be out at Golden Ocala. It's going to be a scramble. There will be cash prizes along with some other prizes. It's $150 per player. A team can play for $500.
It's $135 before February 1st, early sign-up.
Oh, okay.
So you can
And
get a little discount.
Golden Ocala is a very prestigious golf course if you're a golfer, but it does have the
private.
replica holes, so it's a very people really want to go play the golf course. So this is a great opportunity for people who don't normally get to go out to that facility to play.
So if somebody's interested in learning about the golf tournament or about the Marion Therapeutic Riding Association in general, what's your advice? Phone or internet? Or
They can call us at 352-732-7300, or our email address is mtraocala.org.
Did the Pilgrims have horses? I always, with Thanksgiving coming up.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Did they?
I'm sure they did.
I don't know.
Yeah, horses are very.
You never see
They
them.
didn't eat them, I don't think. But
I hope not.
I think so. Yeah.
I was just going to say, when Santa Claus comes, don't serve venison. Venison, it's too close to reindeer, I
They
think.
frown on that.
Yeah, it's too close. Thank you. Oh, fun interview. Ken Ward, thank you for coming in. Karen Cunningham, thank you. And Leslie Geddes, thank you for coming in. Thank you for what you're doing.
Thanks so much.
I love it.
Making the world a better place. So we're thankful for you.
We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We'll be right back.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. Donald Trump continues to take swings at what he calls the dishonest media as conflicting reports surface about an on-again, off-again meeting.
Mr. Trump was supposed to meet with editors, reporters, columnists, and the publisher of the New York Times today, but took to Twitter this morning to say he canceled when the terms and conditions of the meeting were changed at the last moment.